My goodness, it feels like it's been forever since a freaking death battle. I don't know why. The space between this and the last one was just... Maybe it's because the last one was just so disappointing. But, okay. No. My knowledge of One Piece is... I read up to the arc, where they go to try to save Ace, and yes, I know what happens. I actually noticed that the 7 great captains, I don't even remember what they were called, are all named after animals. And the friend who lent me the volumes, who is really into One Piece, you might remember her from my video from Komori-Con, the one with the knives. She was dressed as Kara. And but anyway, though, she was like, I never noticed that. So that was fun. I did try watching the show. The animation made me motion sick. I suppose for a show about pirates, that's fine. But it meant I really couldn't get into the show. Let me put it to you this way. It was the 4Kids version. I didn't even realize how bad it was because I was too busy being motion sick. You see what I mean? So, my knowledge of One Piece is pretty much exclusive to the manga. My knowledge of Fairy Tail, I know that it has a similar art style to One Piece, and I know there's a character named Elfman, who unfortunately has absolutely nothing to do with the musician. Yeah, I know, priorities, right? Okay, so let me lessen this, and we shall get started.
Past, present, or future, one kind of fighter has stood the test of time. The swordsman.
And today's combatants are 2 of the most skilled warriors to ever wield
Star
a blade.
for future?
Roronoa Zoro,
Even
the
though
feared
it's
swordsman of the Straw
a
Hat
long time
Pirates.
ago?
And Erza Scarlet, the battle mage of the Fairy Tail Guild.
He's
I like her
raising a
armor.
boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. As a child, Roronoa Zoro dreamed of becoming the greatest swordsman in the world.
But he didn't just enroll at a dojo. He showed up, challenged everyone, and then just sort of stuck around.
Zoro's dojo training sharpened his natural talent with a sword, but there was one person he could never quite manage to beat. His sensei's daughter, Kuina. They dueled a lot, and Kuina won every single matchup. All 2,001 of them.
Bonk.
Damn, you think you would have got at least one in?
Despite the constant defeat, Kuina and Zoro were very close friends. Together, they promised that someday one of them would become the world's best swordsman.
And then she fell down some stairs and died. Which just seems like an unacceptable way for a master swordsman to bite the dust.
Does thin out the competition for world's best
I
swordsman,
was
though.
thinking maybe
True. I mean, that's how I
illness
became
or
the world's
something
best shotgun
unavoidable.
woodcarver.
After Kuina's death, Zoro inherited her sword and used it to hone his skills even further, eventually leaving
Awful
the dojo
sense
in
of
search of the
direction.
current title holder of world's greatest swordsman, Dracul Mihawk.
Isn't it?
But he immediately got himself lost. With nothing better to do, he became a bounty hunter and wandered around the ocean until he ran into a weird, stretchy pirate kid.
You
Of
mean
course.
Monkey D. Luffy, who brought Zoro onto his crew of Straw Hat Pirates.
Actually worked out pretty well, since Luffy was already looking to hire him anyway. Turns out,
Yeah,
Zoro has quite a
it works.
reputation.
At this point, he was already a master swordsman, and after fighting and training under Mihawk, his swordsmanship became legendary.
He created his own fighting style.
Throw in the
Sengoryou.
background. I don't even
Also
remember
called
it from the
three-sword
manga.
style, because he uses 3 swords. 1 in each hand, and 1 in his frickin' mouth.
That doesn't seem very safe.
Oh, shut up, Wiz. Badasses don't care about safety.
Regardless, with the 3-sword style, Zoro
Yeah.
can perform several unique attacks, including the
Onigiri.
Onigiri,
Oh.
where he strikes with
Yeah,
all
give me a
3
moment.
blades at once.
Okay, so it turns out my dad came over. He's actually, I knew he was coming over, but he's a little early. So let's just
Tornado Dragon.
By swinging his swords a certain way, he can fire compressed air projectiles toward an
Tatsumaki.
opponent, like with his
But
deadliest
it's
technique,
not
the
Tatsumaki
1080-pound
Senpu
cannon.
so boom,
And last but not least, he knows the Kyoryu 9-sword style.
Wait,
There we
did
go.
he just grow 4 more arms and 2 more heads? How the hell did he do that?
It's just an illusion, but it still somehow has physical presence.
He's like a human slapchop with a total of 9 swords.
That's one way to put it. In addition to his skills with a blade, Zoro is able to use Haki, a mysterious power that every living being possesses, but only a select few have learned how to use.
Haki, much like Neapolitan ice cream, comes in 3 flavors, and Zoro only has access to chocolate and vanilla.
Chocolate? What? I don't even... Well, one of those flavors is observation Haki.
That's vanilla.
Of course. Which in some ways is similar to Spider-Man's Spidey sense. Zoro can sense the location of other people, even if they're invisible or far away, and can also predict most opponents' attacks.
Then chocolate, everyone's favorite Haki flavor, is armament Haki.
Yeah,
This
there we
lets
go.
him form an invisible armor around himself as protection, or
Okay, I
harden
was
his
saying,
swords
I
to
don't
make his
remember this
strikes
either.
through almost anything.
With both Haki, Zoro has been a real asset to the Straw
Almost
Hat
anything.
Pirates. They've traveled the world and had a lot of weird adventures.
Like that time Zoro fought a literal living mountain man named Pika and sliced him clean in half.
A strike so powerful it didn't just cut through Pika, it sent his top half flying upward. Considering Pika's enormous size and approximate mass, this strike had to have been more powerful than the first ever deployed hydrogen bomb, the 11 megaton Castle Romeo.
Also, Zoro's pretty damn fast.
900
One
miles
time he
per hour.
moved so quickly he seemed invisible to a room full of highly trained assassins. And when the odds are against him, he'll keep pushing himself, even past the point of bleeding out.
Thus, he's
Yeah.
powered through some incredibly intense pain, such as...
Holy shit! How the hell is he still standing after that?
That's a good question.
Everyone in
After a battle
this
with
series
Kuma, a
does
bear
that.
man, because this is One Piece, Zoro took on not only his own pain from near death, but also Luffy's, despite being told that doing so would surely kill him. But it just didn't.
He doesn't even brag about it. What a badass.
Zoro is definitely the stoic badass type, but he can't do everything. He's a sword fighter above all, and prefers to fight up close and personal.
He also has the world's shittiest sense of direction. He gets lost without someone there literally reading the map for him, and could never survive on his own without his friends.
You might think Zoro would be more of a lone wolf type of guy, but no.
How does
Much
he
like
find
how
his way to
Kumina's
his
death
bounties?
spurred him on to become a great swordsman, it's his friends who keep him fighting.
I set sail for only one reason, to meet you. And what is your goal? To beat you.
Nah. What the? What the hell is that?
Oh, to beat you.
Erza Scarlet grew up in a small rural town called Rosemary Village. It was pretty picturesque as far as childhoods go.
Hold on, Wiz, I'm getting a premonition. Despite
like
everything
the opening
seeming
part of
perfect,
Fable.
something
Where
terrible
is this
happened.
footage from?
A murderous cult attacked, destroyed the city,
You
and
know,
enslaved the children to
as
build
a
a tower to resurrect their evil overlord.
There it is.
Wouldn't they let
Young
him play
Erza
the
was
adults because they're
tortured, and while she
stronger?
may have lost an eye
the
in the
teenagers.
process, she also gained a friend. Joel
Raise the
Fernandez.
children to be
He
strong. not
actually
in
gave
the
Erza her
cavern.
last name, Scarlet, after her red hair.
She and her buddies swore they'd escape, so Erza ended up staging a revolt and saved the other slaves thanks to discovering her latent magical powers.
Unfortunately, not everyone made it out.
Turns out Jalal got possessed by some spirit that made him a huge dick, and she had to go without him.
Oh, it's like
you want
Thatcher.
to leave so badly that I'm not going to stop you, but you'll have to go alone.
After that nightmare, Erza swore to dedicate her life to helping and protecting the innocent, and so joined the Fairy Tale
Okay,
Magicians
you
Guild.
play.
Luckily for
Very
them,
good
she
taste.
possessed a great skill set for a mage.
Her main thing is requip magic, which is basically like having an armory with you at all times, without having to lug it around.
Requip magic allows Erza to summon
again.
her vast array of weapons and armor at will, meaning she can use multiple combinations of swords, lances, and outfits all in one fight without ever really slowing down.
Damn, that'd be useful for all my weapons. How many's she packing?
She's rumored to have access to as many as 100 sets of armor and 200 weapons.
Neat.
Nice! As far as armor goes, her go-to is the standard Heart Cruise set.
So
But there's
it's like
also the Heaven's Wheel armor,
in an
where
RPG.
she can send swords flying at people, the spiky defensive adamantine armor, and the Blackwing and Flame Empress armor,
but...
which have wings.
Can ride and cut it.
Don't forget her giant armor, which she uses with a lance, purgatory armor, which has a lot of spikes, and seduction armor? I'm not really sure what purpose this serves.
Damn!
Probably to make enemies terribly aroused. Ever tried to fight with an erection whiz? Believe me, it's not easy.
Right. Well, Erza claims her most powerful armor is the Armadura Fairy Armor, which is very pink.
These are fancy and all, but sometimes she doesn't even bother suiting up. If her back's against the wall, Erza equips her Clear Heart clothing. This enhances her speed and attack over defense, and channels all her magical energy into her katanas for a decisive blow.
She can charge magic through her swords to perform all sorts of magical attacks, even mixing and matching weapons and armors to better her chances in a fight.
She's also just really good at sword fighting. Actually, she's really good with a lot of weapons, including hand-to-hand.
All of this makes Erza an excellent addition to the Fairy Tail Guild. She quickly became one of its highest-ranking mages and was the youngest member to ever pass the S-Class Mage promotion test. An incredibly difficult
Obliterated the
gauntlet
whole
only the
island.
strongest
I
and
wonder how
wisest
that's
of
gonna
warriors
stack
can
up to
even
the-
attempt.
like a mountain in half.
Speaking of achievements,
Zoro.
she's pretty friggin' strong. Don't believe me? Well, here she is, lancing a hole through a giant floating cube.
This cube was about 100 million cubic miles in volume. To punch through it, Erza's lance must have dealt about
Okay, then.
16 kilotons of force.
Damn!
Hers is also fast enough to deflect bullets point blank from
stronger
a
than anything
flintlock
Zoro was
pistol. Guns with a muzzle velocity of about 540 miles per hour. And that's without a speed boost from her armor.
Right, many of her armor sets grant her stat boosts,
Zoro can do
increasing
the
her
same
speed,
thing. He
magic,
can cut the
defense,
bullets in
etc.
half.
She's survived plenty of destructive blasts, including one that blew up an island. Considering that island's
Dang.
size, that's an explosion equivalent to 2 kilotons of TNT.
Floating.
So she's sexy, can survive island-busting attacks, and has a shit ton of weapons? She's basically perfect. Just wish she used a gun or two.
Well, she may have a vast armory, but swapping them in and out requires magic, and she can run her supply down if she's not careful.
So it's just like a mana bar in those fantasy games you always play.
I played that one.
Though even when she's out of magic, she's still quite deadly in hand-to-hand. Like when she fought her alternate self from another parallel universe.
Okay
That
then.
universe has a lot less clothing. Sign me up!
But when you're among the best in the guild, you get the job done no matter the limits.
I will withstand any physical pain to protect the ones that I love.
Alright, the
Let's
combatants
get
are
going.
set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
No ads.
It's time for a death
good.
battle!
Okay, no ads.
Oh,
Smack.
sorry, lady. Could you point me in the way of the shipyard? I've been looking around for hours.
Of course.
You're the one I'm looking for. Come peacefully and you won't be harmed.
Sorry, I'm busy. Maybe later.
Then you'll have to do this the hard way.
I told you I'm busy. Fuck! Well, I guess we're doing this now.
Of course. Actually, they can pause it and discuss their feats. Like I said, she seems to have more physical strength. He seems to have more endurance. He can cut a bullet in half in midair. She can deflect a bullet out of midair. Running out of magic seems to it's going to be a thing for her because even though she's a good fighter on her own, he's still gonna be armed. The whole illusion thing is going to be very interesting. I don't remember. Did they say she could cut through illusions? I mean, probably. I'm just willing to wager because they take on physical form that anyone could if they could hit it. Oh golly, I don't really know because they did a lot with him that I wasn't aware of or forgot. And like I said, I have no experience with her whatsoever. There we go. And of course, property damage.
You're coming with me!
Neat trick.
And I know people were saying in the comments, was like, oh, well, he doesn't fight women. It's like, well, that doesn't matter. Batman doesn't kill, but that hasn't stopped him from being in 2 death battles. Ooh. Nice looking armor there. Jeez, everything she has is like super stylish. I should watch this series. And like I said, she has a really good stuff. In here, it could be
You are
deeply...
strong, pirate.
She's using her best armor already. You know how that turns out. Oh yeah, all town's in ruins. It's like Geosend after the explosion.
Fool.
Oh, actually,
Nothing is worse than the loss of life.
Don't start crying, woman.
What?
So much for all that strength bullshit, huh?
No. I can do this!
Wait, I thought...
I will fight this battle for my guild! For my strength! For my friends!
People were talking about she has friendship armor or something. Well, there's that.
You're not the only one just for
Or is there app for? Yo! Splatter.
Where the hell is that shipyard?
Jesus! Talk about a killing blow!
In the
Did you
past,
just wander
Erza
into
could react to
Contra?
projectiles flying over 500 miles per hour, but Zoro could move faster than the eye could see. U.S. Air Force tests have shown that a well-trained human eye can consistently spot and recognize an image in 1/220th of a second. So, in this case, Zoro would have had to move from point A to point B, which is about 57 feet, in 4.5 milliseconds. That's
Neat.
close to 9,000 miles per hour.
That's more than 5 times faster than a bullet. Erza didn't really rely on speed anyway, and there's no evidence any of her armor magic could have helped close that wide of a gap.
Speaking of her armor, Erza did have more options in
Perfect
defense
sorcery
and weaponry.
staff there.
Unfortunately for her, she was simply outclassed in damage dealt.
Urza could withstand hits of about 2 kilotons, like the blast which destroyed that island. But Zoro has dished out much stronger blows than that.
Slicing Pika in half, for example, was equivalent to 11.5 megatons. That's
Damn.
about 6,000 times bigger than anything Erza has survived. And while Urza's artificial eye may have seen through Zoro's 9-sword style illusion, it couldn't prevent him from actually attacking her.
She also had that habit of stripping down to clear heart clothing in a bind. Yeah, it gave her more sword power, but at the cost of less defense. This sounded like a good idea on paper,
okay.
but close-range combat
I
was
thought they were
Zoro's
saying that
bread
was
and
for
butter.
strongest.
Erza was mostly self-taught, and while proficient with a blade, Zoro has trained with swords all his life. Even with the greatest swordsman in the world, an up-close duel was exactly what he was looking for.
Yes, she won't be getting a fairy tale ending.
Her pants
The
look
winner
like
is
Blaziken.
Roronoa Zoro.
Okay, Captain,
Next
next step.
time
Please,
on
please,
Death
please,
Battle.
please, please, please. It's the only thing I want. It's the only thing I want. Deadpool's back, really?
I'm Ben, I play Wiz, and next time, Deadpool is back. Oh, God. And we're doing something a little different this time. We're going to be announcing his opponent on the Death Battle cast.
Which, if you haven't heard, is a thing. We launched a podcast around Death Battle where we hang out, talk fights, and goof around. It's a lot of fun. Go check it out.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, well, like I said, I really didn't have a whole lot to say. I don't have a whole lot of experience with either of those characters. I did think he was going to win, but like I said, I think she was more powerful physically. Yeah, he's definitely faster. I forgot to take that into account. But I was thinking he was going to win. And they generally do pull out the whole whoever uses their ultimate attack first is going to lose. And I know Vegeta versus Shadow was the exception to that. And, now they're gonna, now it's another co-ed fight where the guy defeated the girl. So that whole thing seems to be broken because I know everyone was saying, oh, well, the women always win. And it's like, well, Dante defeated Bayonetta. And, yeah, spoilers. It aired almost a year ago. But, geez, last February. Deadpool. Who the hell is his opponent going to be this time? Mr. Mixel-Spitlix, that's the only one I can think of. Is that how they actually pronounce his name? That's how they said it on the animated series. Gosh, that's the only one I can really think of. Is it going to be a comic book character? Emperor Joker, maybe? Because I know they just had Joker, but they didn't have Emperor Joker. Oh, golly, who else could break reality like that? I'm going to have to give this a thought, but since Dad is here and he's telling me we've got to go, I've got to go. So I'll see you later.